One of the main rules of immigration when you come here is that you have to uphold the caste system. When you migrate to the United States, you can kind of earn uh, from the upper caste some credit. Uh, you can forge an alliance. You can just get on their good side by perpetuating stereotypes, um, really just lying and being a buffer between the upper caste, what they call white, which is not what they are or what they look like. No one's white. And the people they call black, the lower caste, the underclass, really, which is not what they are. No one's black. One of the things that you're supposed to always perpetuate is this hyper masculine idea of the so-called black caste. You're supposed to constantly gaslight these people as if they are wrong for wanting to maintain their autonomy and pride as men. Inevitably, the upper caste, in their numerous genocides domestically and internationally, are much more quote unquote toxically masculine. In fact, the black caste, the men of the black caste, have generally focused on creativity. Things like entertainment, service in this country. And really, that's not even something that comes from being here or any kind of caste system. They were doing that beforehand. I don't want to get too deep into it, but the people who came here as slaves were underclass in the societies they came from in Africa. People like the Itsekiris in the Beni, in the kingdom of Benin, were capturing them because they were refugees from East Africa and the so-called Middle East, and selling them to the foreigners, the Westerners. And so there's this constant campaign to gaslight these people. Let's get into this video. Let's talk about it. So this guy's gonna. This Arab person who's impersonating black people, so-called black people on the south side of Chicago, is going to give flowers to men. Now, historically, yeah, so-called black people are not into the whole homosexual thing. It's just not part of the culture. So what he's trying to do is to get a rise out of these people for by coming on to them as a homosexual man, and then portray to the world that they're insecure about their masculinity. Now he's doing this from behind glass also. What's this for? Yeah, what the fuck you need this for? I'm just feeling good today. You think I'm a bitch or something, bro? What you mean? Yeah, it's just a flower. What am I gonna do with this flower, dog? You don't want no flower? Yeah. Smell it. It's real fresh flower. Why you so amused? You don't want no flower? I'll take it. Now look at the gentleman's shirt. It says equality. He's on one side of glass. This person is so fearful of a so-called slave rebellion that he's standing behind glass.
appreciate it.
Trying to sell to these
Go
people.
on, boss, and I'll give you these flowers for free. Hey, man, ain't no motherfucking bitch, man. Fuck wrong with you, man? What you mean, yo? Huh? Fuck wrong with you, man?
Now, people will say, oh yeah, he should be more secure with his masculinity. You don't understand what's going on in this country. Because you just got here. Or maybe you're from that upper caste and you want to hold on to the things that you stole.
You just destroyed the flowers. Or something? Fucking bitch. Shit, man. Yo, they're just flowers. Fuck out of here, man. Ain't no bitch. They're just flowers, bro. I promise you, they're just flowers. You soft ass motherfucker. Bet you won't come from behind that glass. What you mean? I'm just saying, they're flowers. There's nothing wrong with them. What the fuck wrong with you, man? Why are you getting so pressed over fucking flowers, man? I paid motherfucking Snickers, man. Fuck wrong with you? Alright.
No one wants to be chastised when they're just trying to be, they're just trying to buy a Snickers bar. You know? You're constantly getting beat down every day. No one wants to talk to you. And they don't even know why they don't want to talk to you. Just because the upper caste told them they shouldn't talk to you. I mean, this is really terrible. But this is very normal. This is what immigrants do when they come to this country. They perpetuate the caste system. They're trying to make it seem as if this man is unreasonable for the way he reacts to this Arab guy trying to give him flowers from behind glass in his own neighborhood. This is a neighborhood, the south side of Chicago, where it's hard for you to open your own business without being harassed by the upper caste and the police and such. And it's just reality.
It's just a flower. You don't want it? Okay.
No one wants a flower from another man from a foreign country who's in your country.
And you can have these flowers. Because I'm feeling generous today. Yeah. What you need some flowers for? Yeah. I'm just feeling good today. I'm giving my customers flowers. You think I'm a bitch or something, bro? I don't need no fucking flowers, bro. What you mean, bro? I don't need no fucking flowers, bro. I'm good, bro. Why you so mad about just some flowers, bro? I'm going.
You see, his premise is that there's a masculinity problem. They're not secure with their masculinity, so they can't accept flowers from another man from behind glass who's obviously trying to patronize them. You know?
I'm a female, bro. I don't need no fucking flowers, bro. Oh, so you think... Alright, my bad, bro. My bad, bro. You look like you're having a bad day.
Now watch this.
You're gonna have these flowers. I hope it makes your day a little bit better. It's real, it's real. How natural. Thank you. I got you. Is your day at least a little bit better?
Now, I mean, it's just so terrible what these people do. Now he's patronizing the woman. He's not actually interested in talking to this woman. This is about making the men look bad. I mean, it's really terrible. And this is the type of thing that most people go along with. They'll say, oh, you know, he's, it's about time somebody did something nice for her. I mean, it's ridiculous. And she's gullible. She's a woman, so she just wants to have nice things. And it's probably very unfortunate having to live on the bottom of society because of just the world's cruelty, because of slavery, because of Jim Crow, because of murder and racism. And so she's quite desperate. And so he's going to take advantage of that to prove his point that the men get mad at flowers, at being given flowers by another man from behind glass, and he wants to portray that that's unreasonable, and he's using this woman.
It is. Let me get a thumbs up real quick. I like that. You okay? Give me a thumbs. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah. What find it so I can find it? What made you like tear up? Because I ain't had nobody to give me a rose in almost 20 years. Really? I'm very glad to be the first one in 20 years. Slug. And you saw
He doesn't care. You see, do you see that he put his fist up to a woman, if and you look in the comments of this video, which is called Chicago People Get Mad When You Get Them Flowers, he didn't want to name it Chicago Men. Firstly, he doesn't think we're men. Secondly, it's not about the woman. But he's scared to say men because it would reveal what he's doing. So he doesn't even care. He's not attracted to this woman. You know, it's completely manipulative. He put his fist up to fist bump this woman after giving her a flower. So sick.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I'm so glad. I'm very glad. I'm MJ, by the way. MJ, nice to meet you. I'm Khalid.
This lady's desperate and gullible.
So where do I look up on to see that?
Hey, you can have this rose, because I'm feeling good today.
And when she looks it up, she's going to see her brothers being taunted.
I got you.
Now, with the women, because the men are so oppressed in this country, the so-called black American class, because other people come from other countries in Africa and they join in on the oppression too. There's no consideration for what these people have been going through this whole time and why someone would be so aggressive when an Arab man from behind a counter tries to humiliate you and imply that you're a homosexual or weak or, whatever he's trying to do. There's no consideration for it by the people. So they're in the comment section on this video saying, oh, these people are toxic. These men, they're toxic. People are weird and sick.
Yo, bro, I'm not disrespecting you. I'm just saying there's flowers. I don't want that shit, bro. I got you. Calm down. Give me what the fuck I got you.
Give me what I paid for.
What you so mad about, yo?
I'm not playing games with you for your YouTube channel.
I want you to explain to me why they get mad over flowers, then. That's what I really don't get. They ain't for no man. It's not for no man.
It's true. He is trying to disrespect you.
Because of the flower?
That's why he's laughing.
Nick, I'm going to give it to you and I want you to give it to your wife. I'm going to give it to you and I want you to give it to your wife.
Oh, boy. Now he's saying he's going to... It's just so disrespectful. I'm going to give you this flower and you give it to your wife. And let me tell you, the people in the comments section are all joining in on the gaslighting. As a black American, a so-called black American, because I know who I am, it takes something to be able to stand up to the whole society going along with this type of thing. Most people give in. They kind of cower a little bit. Because it's very difficult when the entire world generally wants to, keep things the way they are. And it just so happens that you're the underclass. It's really disrespectful to try and do this when someone's just trying to patronize your business. And instead of considering that all of these men are all across the board saying, don't try to disrespect me, give me what I paid for. I don't want to be on your YouTube channel being embarrassed. No one wants to consider that maybe this guy is trying to take advantage of these people. Maybe he shouldn't be in their neighborhood selling them cheap junk food and trying to patronize them and gaslight them for a YouTube channel and then monetizing the video. I mean, this is really reprehensible behavior. It's not surprising because this is how everybody in the world pretty much acts towards this group. But I suppose this video will be to I guess be a rebuttal to this type of behavior.
No, as in you gave it to her. No, but you're going to go and you're going to tell her that you're the one that gave it to her. You bought her this.
I can't watch this anymore. It's just so disrespectful, and it's upsetting um, that people watch this and fall for this little game he's playing. And generally, I expect people to be this way as a so-called Black American, a quote-unquote Black American, as I've been named. Um, I'm very open to people not being this way, but it's been very rare in my life that people don't want to take advantage of the dynamic that's been set up in this country when they come here. So, whoever you are out there in the world, when you see this behavior, just know what it is. These things won't change. And I'm not saying that any of these people on the other side of the glass barrier this man's built are perfect. I'm simply saying that this is an inhumane, consciously inhumane, and evil way to interact with people who have been oppressed in crazy, crazy ways, arguably the worst way ever. What he's trying to say ultimately is that these people have no autonomy, no manhood, no understanding of manhood, and that had they all accepted the flower and smiled like the woman did, it would have been more appropriate. Because he thinks that he's a man and they're women. He inherently is a sexist in the same way, in that he's trying to use that dynamic of a man being dominant or something over these people with the flower. I mean, it's really devious. So I'm sorry that this video was a little bit maybe more intense than others because it's personal to me, because this is where I'm from also. But and I try to maintain a certain distance from these topics. But I thought this was important to cover, and this is how I covered it. Hope you have a great day.